We went to Florida. We did the dining plan. Do I think it's worth it? Let's find out, shall we? Hi guys, and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to touch up on the Disney dining plan. I made a video about it, so if you haven't watched that, then check that one out first before watching this. This is actually our experiences, so let me tell you all about it. So my personal opinion about the Disney dining plan is it is good for a couple of days. We did it for 4 days and there was too much. It was too much food. I felt ill, to be honest with you. So we had 4 drinks cups, which if we bought those individually, that would have cost us like $100. So that in itself is worth getting the dining plan so that we all get a drinks cup each and we don't have to pay for those. So one of the advantages of having the dining plan, and this is quite a big advantage, I will tell you one thing, which I have noticed over the last few holidays. We would buy like 2 Disney cups between 3 or 4 of us, and we would buy one Universal cup between 4 of us. So the cost of the cups is around about $22, $23, something like that. And it's the same for Universal. It might be slightly cheaper. So in Disney, the drinks cup you can use at the resorts, but you can't use in the parks. With Universal, it's the opposite. You can actually buy a resort mug for Universal as well, but you can get a Universal mug for the parks. So you buy it on the first day, and it's only valid for 1 day, and you can use it again the following day and reactivate it for a cheaper cost. So what I found for this particular holiday, like I said, we had 1 drinks cup for Universal between 4 of us, and because we're all sharing the same cup, we got ill. Because we're like, one person will have a drink out of the cup, hand it to the next person, they'll have a drink out of the cup, and so we're spreading our germs that way. By having our own drinks cup each, that doesn't happen. But you've got the added cost involved. So you don't have to buy a drink at all. You can get free iced water at any of the quick service locations. There's refillable station water fountains. They have like a refillable bottle at a lot of the water fountains as well. So you can just drink water. But if you want to drink soft drink sodas or tea or coffee, there's no tea and coffee at the Universal ones either. It's just like Coke Zero, Sprite. There's lots of different drinks like that, but not hot beverages. Whereas with Disney, you can get like tea, coffee, hot chocolate, things like that as well. So that is the advantage of having the dining plan. You get a drinks cup each, so you're not spreading your germs. So that is one really good advantage. And that is, I would say, a big plus for having the dining plan. So we had the dining plan for 4 days and I just felt ill. By the end of it, it was too much food. I was purposely going for the most expensive meal that was available to make it cost effective. And I just ate too much. So at the buffets, I would eat too much. When we went out to the T-Rex, we had our entree and then a dessert afterwards. I could barely touch the dessert because I was just eating too much food. So that's what I would say about the dining plan, is that you have to like go for the most expensive thing, the biggest meals to make it cost effective. But I just did not feel very well afterwards. So I would recommend only getting the dining plan for 1 or 2 days. If you get it for 1 day, then it's valid the day you check into your Disney hotel and the day you check out of your Disney hotel. So even though you're paying for 1 day, which would be £97 if you're paying for the table service meal, then you could spread it over 2 days and not eat so much in one go. Another major disadvantage to having the dining plan, but again, it's entirely up to you. It's what you want to get out of your holiday. For each table service reservation we had, you're looking at that's going to take 2 hours out of your day. So if you're the type of person that wants to hit the parks hard, that you manage to do as many rides as you can, you get to see the parades, you get to see the shows, taking 2 hours out of your day to eat a meal is an awful lot. But at the same time, you do need to have some time to sit down, some time to rest. And if you want to have a nice, like, leisurely meal, then it's good. So for our anniversary, on our itinerary, we had the plan of we were going to go to the Magic Kingdom and then we were going to go to Ohana for an evening meal. How the day actually panned out was we went to the pool first thing in the morning for a couple of hours because the weather was beautiful, so you want to be doing that. Then we were getting hungry around about lunchtime, so we went over to the Polynesian and had a quick service meal in the Polynesian because we wanted to go to Ohana and specifically ask if we could have a window table for the meal in the night because we were like celebrating a special anniversary. So we took time out of our day to do that. Then we spoke to somebody in Trader Sam's and we wanted to go back to Trader Sam's. So we ended up going to the Magic Kingdom, but we were there for an hour. Out of the whole day, we were there for an hour, hour and a half max. Then we came back to the Polynesian, we went to Trader Sam's and we went to Ohana's. So that's what I'm talking about with the reservation system and things like that. If you want to like ask anything specific, it's constantly taking time out of your day to do that. So whereas our plan was to be at Magic Kingdom for most of the day, we were there for an hour and a half. And it didn't spoil our day. We still had a very fantastic, magical day, but that was the reality of it. All the to-in and fro-in completely changed our plans for what we did for that particular day. And as it happened, going there at like 3:30 and asking if we can have a window seat when we go in the evening still didn't work because they sat us down and we didn't have a window seat. We did eventually because we waited longer, but even going there and asking specifically doesn't guarantee that you're going to get it. Another thing that I've noticed with the dining plan that has changed over the years, so pre-COVID time, with the table service meal, you could basically order any entree off the menu that you wanted and get a dessert. And the quick service meals included a dessert as well. So that's all changed now. So with the table service meal, when we went to T-Rex, they showed us the menu and they were like, you can get this, 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 or this. It doesn't include this, 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 and this. So basically, rule of thumb, I think steaks, things like that, the very expensive items on the menu will not be included on the Disney dining plan. So most of the stuff is included, but there'll be a few exceptions that aren't included. And same with years ago, before COVID, before the dining plan disappeared, you could get a quick service meal and you could get a dessert afterwards with the dining plan. That has now changed. So all you get now is an entree, but you can also get an alcoholic beverage that you never used to be able to get before COVID. So they've changed it. They swapped out the dessert for an alcoholic beverage. But obviously some people don't drink, children don't drink, and some people don't like to. So that's just one of those things. So that again is like how the dining plan has changed over the years. So the best use of the dining plan that we found as far as the table service meals goes, we booked the Hollywood and Vine. So that was a dinner package. So it was a character dining experience where we got to meet Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Goofy, I think. They were all dressed in their Halloween costumes. And there was a buffet. And then it also included preferred seating for Fantasmic. So the cost of that was $81. And if you remember I was saying that you need to spend $65 to make it worthwhile, that was like a really good use of the dining plan. And I loved it, to be honest. I loved the character meet and greet. I loved the food at Hollywood and Vine and the seating for Fantasmic. It was really, really good. Matthew didn't think there was much variety at the meal. It was quite limited, the choice that you had at the buffet. What was there was good. So that again is like just our opinion. But it was a good use of a dining credit. Morimoto Asia we went, that was fantastic. Kieran and I shared the duck and it was absolutely delicious. But again, with each of these meals that we booked, there was something that somebody didn't like. So I think Joshua's drink he ordered, he didn't like his drink. And you're just, that's tough then, isn't it? So you can order something and if you don't like it, you don't like it. They're not going to give you another one just because you don't like it. By far, by far, by far, by far, the best quick service option on the dining plan is going to be the Polite Pig. So we actually ate there twice. Joshua went off with his friends one night in Hollywood Studios, so he had one of his quick service meals by himself with his friends. We went to the Polite Pig, and the total for our bill was $111. So remember my cut-off point of $27 for a quick service meal. 27 times 3 is 81. We needed to spend $81 on a quick service meal. In the Polite Pig, we spent $111 for 3 of us. And the food was phenomenal. It was absolutely yummy. So that was definitely the best quick service meal that we had. So much so that we went back and we did it again with Joshua because he felt like he was missing out as well by not coming with us. So the second time we went, I think our bill came to like $145 for 4 of us, which again, we absolutely smashed the dining plan. So I highly, highly, highly recommend going to the Polite Pig. That is the best use of a quick service credit that we found. But the last day then, we were left with 2 quick service meals each. And we kind of did that on purpose because we had the table service meals the other days and we just did not feel like eating much other than that. So we went to Disney Springs the day that we checked out of Saratoga Springs and we were headed over to Universal. So before we headed over to Universal, we took a trip to Polite Pig, which ended up being around about lunchtime. I think it was about midday-ish, something like that. So we had a hot meal then each, but then we still had 1 quick service meal left to use. So rather than it being completely wasted, we went to Earl of Sandwich. And I think the average cost for a meal there is $9, I think it is. So $9-10 mark, something like that, which that is rubbish. For the dining plan, you need to be spending $27. So our meal is costing us $10. Admittedly, you get a drink as well. I think Joshua got a frozen rosé, a frosé. And I can't remember the cost of it, to be honest. But I think ours was around about $6-7 for, I had a milkshake. I think Matthew got a beer, maybe around about $10. But still, even if it was $10-12, whatever it was, it didn't go anywhere near the cost of the what we paid for the dining plan, which was $27 for the meal. So that was not a good use, but for us it was, because it meant that we could take the Earl of Sandwich with us to Universal and have something to eat then before we went to Halloween Horror Nights. So for us, even though it wasn't cost effective, it was well worth it for us. So I would say that as well, that yes, you want to try and beat the dining plan. Yes, you want to spend as much as you can, but you can't take, like, say, spaghetti and meatballs with you to another hotel, whereas you can take a sandwich that you can easily pack up or whatever. So in that respect, it was well worth the money to us, rather than losing it. So for the rest of our holiday, we didn't have any dining plan attached to our reservation. So what we did then, towards the last part of our holiday, when we were back at Disney, like, this is just to give you a complete example of how the dining plan works or how it doesn't work, whatever, what's better for you. We went to the French Quarter, so we were paying out of pocket at this time now. So we bought a big family pizza, which cost us $24, and we bought beignets as well. So I bought 6 ordinary beignets and 3 of the spooky beignets, and the cost of all the beignets together came to $24 as well. So Matthew bought the pizza, I bought the beignets, and between the 2 of us we spent $48, but that did us for 1 meal. We all shared the pizza between the 4 of us, and we ate 5 beignets between the 4 of us at that point. So we had like a beignet each, and then we split another 1 between the 4 of us. And we kept 4 beignets and we had it for breakfast the following day. So we still had other things we could have for breakfast as well, like cereal, toast, things like that. But we also had a beignet each for breakfast. So that is a complete contrast to how sometimes it's better not to buy the dining plan. I've given you examples in the previous video. Woody's lunchbox, $7. There's loads of things, and so you can really buy what you want, how much you want. You don't have to buy an alcoholic beverage. So when we were paying out of pocket, we weren't having an alcoholic beverage with every single meal we were having. It was nice to have it with the dining plan, but we didn't go out of our way to particularly buy the alcohol because you didn't need it. We still had our drinks cups. So that is what I would say to us is the best benefit of having the dining plan is to have 4 drinks cups, which lasted for 2 weeks. And that's another thing, my hack that I told you about in the last video worked. So basically so we will always carry our drinks bottle around with us all day on a carabiner attached to the bag. And then a couple of times we thought, oh, do you know what? I really don't want to carry my drinks bottle. So we left it in the room. Then we'd go to the Polynesian for lunch or wherever it was and go up with your receipt or with the reservation to show that you've got the dining plan and say, I haven't got my drinks bottle with me. Please, could I have a disposable cup? And you had them. And they were giving us 4 disposable cups at a time because we had 4 drinks bottles. So that meant we didn't have to carry our drinks bottles around with us, and we were still able to get a drink then at lunchtime when we were going to the other resorts. So that is fantastic to know that hack actually works. I can't believe that is a true hack, but it is, and it really works. So yes, I would say the dining plan is worth it for 1, 2, possibly 3 days. Any more than that, and it's like, no, I would just rather eat what I want to when I want to. I don't like that feeling of being bloated. I don't like feeling sick, feeling ill, putting on weight so easily. I would just rather eat when I'm hungry, what I want, when I want. And with the DVC, we get discount off table service meals. So if we wanted to buy a table service meal and pay out of pocket, we get discount off it. In Universal, I would highly recommend buying an annual pass for Universal because you save money off everything. Sometimes we were saving 20% off meals, but there was definitely 20% off some of the meals, and basically there was 10% off everything. So it's worth buying an annual pass just for how much you would save when you're spending as well. So I really think that is worth it. So that I think is pretty much in a nutshell why I wanted to make this video on the dining plan, whether or not I thought it was worth it, whether I thought it was good, our own experiences, and that was it basically. So yeah. So I've got a whole holiday's worth of vlogs now to edit, so I will be bringing those out over the next few weeks, so please keep an eye out for those. And if you've enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe. Good night, North Star.
You know, to me